It's December 31st, 2025. I am at Joel Pearl, thejoelpearl.com. And for the last time this year, it's time to get in the weeds. A wonderful Wednesday, but it ain't so grand. We're all just getting through it, trying to make it into the next year. We're limping in to 2026 like we're MJF in 2023. Jeremy Lambert is here. He is back from his trip. I'm not going to call it, it's not a vacation. I had my kid recently. We're sitting at dinner and he's like, "When are you going on vacation?" And I was like, "Motherfucker, what do you think I do is a vacation?" He's like, "When you go on trains." And I was like, "Not a vacation. No, that's work." So Jeremy was also not on vacation, but he's here. How you doing, pal?
Do you want me to lie or do you want the truth? Joel,
Are
should I
you
lie to the
suggesting we
people?
can't handle the truth?
I'm not being held hostage, allegedly. I am in a different setup. I'm in one of the kids' rooms. I'm not going to show it to everybody, the Fast and Furious background stays, but that's why my lighting is different. I don't have my usual lights in front of me. It's just an overhead light. Everyone in my house is sick except for me. I'm the only person not sick yet. I'm sure it'll happen. So my mom got sick on Monday, as people who watch Monday's show may have heard. So she got sick on Monday, and I come home yesterday, and everyone in this household is sick. And because everyone is sick, I had nowhere to sleep last night. So I slept outside. That's not the full truth. It felt like it. I slept outside, and I'm very sore, and I'm taking care of everyone. I'm trying to. And I'm just tired, everybody. I'm so tired. I'm not in a great mood. I apologize. I don't really care to talk about wrestling. I don't care to talk about anything. I'm just exhausted. All right, it's been a long year. It's been, my wife is saying don't tell people you slept. I did not sleep outside. I slept in one of the kids' rooms who wasn't sick, and but I slept on the floor, and it was basically like sleeping on concrete. Even though I had like a sleeping bag and everything, like, so I effectively slept on concrete last night, because yeah, I'm sore. Everyone, I'm tired. I apologize. I did not sleep outside. Outside might have been better. There's a bunch of snow and everything, you know?
I
Like,
mean, maybe if you had a fever, then it would have been different
eh.
because at least the snow would have cooled you down.
See, yeah, y'all, it wouldn't have. Couch been better. The entire house is infected. There was literally one room that was not infected because one of the kids was not sick. And so I hung out with that kid and slept on that floor. But again, sleeping on that floor was like sleep. Everywhere else is infected. You know, they go to the living room and get all their germs. There's 1,100 kids in here. One is not sick. So there was nowhere else to sleep. Okay. Now they say take the kids, steal their bed. They've been in their rooms getting it all infected. Everything's infected in this house, folks. I've been wearing a mask. I feel like I'm in quarantine myself. I've been wearing a
Wait, is that a
mask
fiend
around.
mask?
What? No. It's just a regular black mask.
Oh, okay, the way it reflected, it looked like it was the
Oh,
fiend mask that you could buy back in 2020.
no. No, it's just a regular mask. So yeah, I've been wearing a mask around the house because everywhere is just, and there's one safe space. It's in the kids' room, and that's where I'm at. And so that's where I'm doing this show from. That's where I'll probably sleep again tonight. But it's just I'm not sleeping well. I wasn't home since Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's been 4 days Really, 4 days. Because Friday was the last night I slept in my bed. I don't sleep well unless I'm sleeping in my own bed. You know, sleeping at my parents' house, which like it's a nice bed and everything, but it's not my bed. You know. And then last night I wasn't sleeping. Uh, Last night I didn't sleep in my bed either, so I haven't slept in my bed since Friday. I drove 20 hours combined from Saturday to Tuesday. Everyone's sick. The wife is sick. That's the most upsetting part. If all the kids are sick, that's fine. If she's healthy, that because she's Superwoman and it works. But when she goes down, that's where everything just falls apart. You know, I try my best, but she holds everything together. So I need her healthy more than anything. She's like the sickest of all of them, so that's the unfortunate part.
So what it sounds like to me is you've got to do the feats of strength next, and
Feats
then
of strength.
once your wife is feeling better, that will be the Festivus miracle. You did the meal, right? You guys did the feast. You did the
No,
Festivus feast.
we haven't done any. I've been home for like 5 days, Joel. What are you
You're at the
talking about?
airing. You're at the airing of grievances part of Festivus. That's what you just did. That was the airing of grievances. Next is the feats of strength, and then it's the Festivus miracle. The Festivus miracle being that your wife feels better and everyone's feeling better, and you go back to getting on with getting on.
I just need everyone to feel better. Because I'm going to get sick next. I already know it. I'm usually the one that gets hit worse. Like, I get hit first and I get hit worse with this. Like, I'm typically the one that gets hit. But because I wasn't here, I didn't get hit. But it's going to come. Like, it just is. Like,
I mean, I've been staving this thing off for weeks now because my wife got sick, and then my kid got sick, and then my in-laws got sick, and then my in-laws insisted we go to them for Christmas, and then they were still sick, and I'm at the end of it because now my wife's like, I'm starting to tickle my throat. I'm like, I will be very upset if you get sick again, and I'm having to do this for another round while our child is still without daycare for the next 5 days. By the way, I do apologize for Tuesday. Yesterday, Jeremy said he was on the road, so he wasn't going to do a show. SB3 wanted to do a show because he was available. No one else was. I was with my kid literally for the entire day because my wife had work to do, and I was with him whole day. The only time that my wife took him was when he literally fell asleep on her, and she did the same. So that was just game over, man. So I apologize. There was no show yesterday. But honestly, what were we going to do? Talk about the Usos not crashing out when they should have crashed out? Like, come on. What were we going to do? Probably would have had the thumbnail that came up today. That probably would have been today's yesterday's conversation.
yeah. I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad you guys didn't do a show, but whatever. Yes, this is 100%. This is what it's always
Yes.
been.
Yeah. we'll all stand on that one. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
we know how much she does to keep that family afloat. Yes.
She's Shay. She's Jordan. She's LeBron. I'm Alex Caruso. He played with Shay and LeBron. Won titles with both of them. So he didn't play with Jordan. I'm Steve Kerr. That's it. I'll play some defense. I'll hit some shots when the ball gets passed to me. But I let her do the thing because yeah, she's the star. She's the star.
She is. Ryan saying to make it up for us, you can do a 12-hour stream on a train. First of all, I do not ever want to do 12 hours on a train. And if I do, I'm pretty sure that the Wi-Fi is just abysmal on a Via Rail train going across Canada. So probably not happening. And we'll find another way to do it. We'll make it up to you somehow else. Maybe with a great awards show on Friday, assuming everybody survives the next 48 hours.
I'm gonna need to be okay for the Wheaties on Friday because I am looking forward to that. I mean, tomorrow's I'd like to do a show tomorrow. It's kind of up in the air at this point for me because I'm just it might depend on just how much I actually get to sleep and if I don't get sick because very possible I just get sick out of all of this. But I apologize that my wife said thank you for calling me Shay. That is a high compliment. My wife's a foul merchant, even though she doesn't get any foul calls at this point. Um, I'm just tired. I apologize for my mood and my energy today, folks. I was hoping to, you know, have more energy last show of the year. It's been a great year, one of the greatest years in ITW history. You know, we've had a tremendous year, and we would like to thank all of the great ITW fans for helping us win 20 different awards through Sports Illustrated. That's right, they gave us 20 different awards. You guys just don't know it, but I was hoping to really celebrate this year, and instead I'm just like, I just go to bed.
I mean, you did the bit, but honestly, looking back on this year, this was our strongest year yet. We're lucky that each year is a little bit stronger than the last. The one thing that we kind of changed a little bit. We did focus more on ourselves in a lot of ways, even though we used to have the goal of having a guest on every single show. That's what we wanted. And then we realized, well, there are other things we can also do to grow this show. And while we still love having people come on and do interviews and chat with us and everything, and we want to keep doing that, we also love that we get to do our thing and we get to interact with our chat and interact with our friends who come in and say hi and just do the thing. So this year, honestly, I'd say one of the more positive years for us. And without going too far down the road, I'm looking forward to what we are able to do in 2026 because we work hard, some harder than others, Jeremy being the hardest working one of us, but we're all working to make this show a lot better every single time that we go out and do it, except for today where we're all just feeling like it's the end of the year. Jesus Christ, leave us alone.
No, we do appreciate everyone. Yeah, we did expand the show to 5 days a week this year. We will get back to doing a bunch of guests in the start of the year. Holiday season, like I just don't like bugging people. Holiday season, honestly, like I'm sure people will like do it, but I just don't like bugging people. But yeah, this is the start of the year. We'll of course be doing more guests and everything. So, the main thing is like I just appreciate everyone and their support, and a lot of you guys show up every single day, which don't you have anything better to do with your life? But we appreciate that.
We're background fodder. We are background fodder to these people. We know this.
Fine. Yeah.
That's fine. That's what we do. By the way, can you? I'm not gonna. We know the lights thing. Can you turn up your mic just a tad, just because your mic is off to the side for today?
No. Hold on.
No.
Yeah, I'll turn it on. I'll turn it up in the StreamYard setting. Is that better?
Possibly. Talk.
I don't want to talk. You can't force me to talk.
Yes, I can. That's the whole point of this test.
Okay, is that better?
Actually, yeah, that should be fine.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
If I need to turn it up more, I'm turning it up through the StreamYard setting. I don't feel like messing with this thing.
That's fine. No, it's just more that someone mentioned that you were sounding low, and it's more of an audio thing, not a sad thing.
I can hold the mic up.
You don't have to do that.
Is it too high? What if I set it there, like more in front of me, like I usually do?
Oh yeah, you could do that. Yeah, that's great. Look at that. We did it. We fixed it. Production notes on the air. Speaking of production notes, go ahead and leave a thumbs up on the video. If you haven't yet, I don't know what's wrong with you. Look at that. Say his name and stuff appears.
Yeah, I don't know what.
You did a thumbs up and there was a stuffed animal that just popped up. That rules.
Where'd it go?
It's gone now. It's back under the car. Yeah. Anyway, leave a thumbs up on the video. It's the last one of 2025. Yeah, it's that one.
It's this. Okay.
It's that one.
I don't know this one's name.
Is that Lamb Chop?
No, this is.
Oh, no, it's a dog.
This is Snowflake, everybody.
Hi, Snowflake.
Hopefully, the kids won't get mad at me for showing. I've shown like some of their toys before. That's Snowflake. Everyone say hi to Snowflake.
Leave a thumbs up for the Snowflake, and also go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're going to have our biggest year ever next year. This year, we're ending off with a bang. Fizzle, bang, fizzle, same thing. And you can also donate a super chat, as many of you have already, which I appreciate, to get your question or statement read on the air. Tenruza kicks us off. Happy New Year's, and 2 hours ago here in Australia. Happy New Year to the pals. The time travelers are here. 20 minutes ago, it was Japan. They had their New Year's threshold. So it's happening all across the world. New Year's is upon us, and everyone will be doing whatever they want, whether that's goals or just going to sleep and just getting through it. Personally, I'm just going to chill out. I'm not going to party anymore, baby. I'm too old.
Yeah, we usually stay up until midnight and just, say Happy New Year. And that probably won't happen tonight. I don't know who's actually going to stay up at this point. I'll probably make it.
Okay.
See, because
you got to stay up to enjoy New Year's in the vast cornfields of Nebraska tonight for AEW Dynamite.
Oh yeah, I guess that show is on tonight. That sucks.
You think Tony's gonna try and keep everyone there until midnight with ROH tapings, so that he could celebrate New Year's?
Probably, he probably will.
We'll do 2 hours of ROH tapings. Just so we can bust out champagne for everyone. That'd be great. Do you imagine you get to 11:59 and all of a sudden it's like Evil Uno's music hits and he comes out for the next match at midnight? Hell yeah.
That's actually fine, I'm not mad if Tony does. I mean, if people have plans, they're free to leave. But I would say if I'm Tony, it depends on the venue, right? Because some venues might be like, nah, you got to get the hell out of here by 11:30 or whatever. But I would say at the start of the show, hey, if you guys have plans, we appreciate you coming tonight. Dynamite's going to go till 10. Afterwards, we're going to tape some ROH matches. And if you're still around at midnight, we're going to have a celebration. The wrestlers are going to come out here and say Happy New Year. I imagine some of the wrestlers are probably I don't want to stick around in Idaho celebrating with these people. But
where are they? Are they in Nebraska or Idaho? Because
they're in Idaho. They're in Idaho, aren't they?
Are they in Idaho?
Oh, I thought maybe they're in Omaha, Nebraska.
They're in Nebraska.
Yeah, they're in Nebraska.
The vast cornfields.
Is there a difference between the two?
Potatoes, corn, it's the same thing.
Potatoes. It's fine. I don't know where they're at, man. Tony should buy a round of drinks.
I'm sure he will. Not for the fans. Y'all paid your money. You get what you get.
No. Tony can buy people a drink, but again,
he can. He doesn't have to.
Yeah, but you don't want to get people drinks and then they got to drive afterwards. You know what I mean? That's I'm sure Tony has the wherewithal to know. Yeah, let's buy everybody a shot of champagne or whatever, and then drive home safely after I just gave you some drinks. That's not great. Somebody get pulled over it just came from AEW. Just drink it with Tony Khan.
Yeah, now we're opening ourselves up to life.
Yeah, that actually wouldn't go well. So
someone pointed out. So Max tweeted yesterday. So I win the world title by beating three of the toughest guys in AEW, further proving I'm hands down the greatest wrestler on God's green earth. Am I present on New Year's Eve? I get to travel to, checks notes, Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah. At Tony Khan, I demand a bonus. To which Ricochet says, give me one too. If anyone else asks, they're all just leeches.
Honestly, fair.
I get it.
That does. No knock on Omaha, Nebraska. I'm sure you're a nice town, but man, that's where you're gonna spend your New Year's. And you're not forced to, obviously, but you kind of are because it's the wrestling show and you gotta work on the show. So yeah, that kind of sucks, the
Canadians on the roster are we celebrated New Year's months ago, and all the Americans are you what? Don't ask questions, it's fine.
Tony couldn't book Florida or Vegas or somewhere nice for New Year's.
He can't go to Daly's place anymore for 2 years, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly being 2 years because they're going into intermission mode. For those who missed it, Daly's place is undergoing renovations. They're calling it an intermission, but when they plan to open I think they want 2 years, but who knows? When it comes to renovations, it could take longer, it could be shorter, but he doesn't have access now for the foreseeable future.
They should have just done it at the Jag Stadium. Just do it there. I realize like it wouldn't sell out or whatever,
That would
but who
look so
cares?
bad.
Nah, I'd be fine.
They should go back to the ECW arena. I heard Chris Jericho was a big fan of that one.
No, they should have done. Who wants to celebrate in Philadelphia though?
Right?
That sounds terrible too. No, they should have done it at the Jag Stadium. They should have called it. Like they should have called it like the Jacksonville Jaguars AEW like New Year's Eve party. And call it New Year's Smash, whatever, and be like, hey, come out and celebrate New Year's Eve at the Jaguars Stadium. The Jags are good this year. You get a bunch of Jags players there, and I don't think they're anywhere. I assume they're still in Jacksonville this week. I know they have a game this weekend, but I don't know if it's like I don't think it's important to them. I think they're already in the playoffs and they already have like their seating and everything. So you could just go to just do it at the Jaguar Stadium and make it a big New Year's Eve party for people in Jacksonville, and you just have the wrestling show in the middle of it. Like I think the Jags are hosting on Sunday, so yeah, all the Jaguars are. All the players are in Jacksonville, so it'd be great. Just bring everybody out there.
I mean, the game's on Sunday, but the show's on Wednesday. New Year's is on Wednesday. No, Jeremy, they have to win the division.
Oh, so it is a big game. Okay, sorry, I didn't realize it was like I wasn't sure if it was for the division but they're already locked into the playoffs. That was my
good enough
thing. But
they can hang a banner from the roof of the stadium.
Winning the division is a big deal. So all right, so it is a big game, but my point still stands in that they're in Jacksonville, and you could have done this big party at the Jaguar Stadium and call it like New Year's Eve and with the Jaguars and have all the Jags players there and everything, and do a wrestling show in the middle. You could have filled that place up. You wouldn't have gotten like 60,000 for the whole stadium, but you're telling me like 20, 30,000 fans wouldn't come to this thing to celebrate New Year's Eve with a bunch of Jags fans with the season they've had and everything. Like they could have done well. Come on, Tony. I'm just throwing out ideas here. These are $1 million ideas here.
Jeremy, have you ever?
No.
No. Have you heard of the Yodo?
Isn't that like you? It's a string.
That's a yo-yo. Chad, have you ever heard of a Yodo?
He talks like this, I think.
Right? That's Yoda.
Oh,
Yoda.
How was my Yoda impression? Was it okay?
Not very good.
Okay, my bad.
Just you add it and then it just kind of turned into old man.
Was it old man?
It's kind of almost like Herbert from Family Guy. You almost had to whistle in your teeth and say,
"Oh, yeah." I was gonna say, yeah. Herbert's a little freak. I don't like that comparison.
Yoto, it's probably mostly the parents. YOTO. There's a big one and a small one. It's a little music / content player that kids get, and they come with, or you can buy cards. These cards are programmed through an app. It's actually a really cool. It's a really cool kids. It's not even a toy, but it's like something we use anyway. So we got one for the kid, and we got some cards for him. Some of them are stories, and they read stories in chapter mode, or you can make your own and you can put music on it. So we put music that he likes, blah, blah, blah. Great. We lost, or he misplaced his music card, and I had no earthly idea where it's been. My wife and I have been looking all over the place, tearing the place up. My phone sits on this desk where my everything is, with a desk pad underneath.
It's in your hand.
This little shit came in with the music card that we've been looking for and slipped it under the desk pad. And the only reason that I figured it out is because
listening to that shit.
No, because he's obsessed with the song All Star by Smash Mouth, by the way. No, he was hiding it because his little shithead. So he put it under the desk mat. And my
language
phone,
towards your kid.
Whatever. My phone kept buzzing with an NFC notification with a Yodo card. And I was like, why is it doing that? Like, there's no Yodo card here. And I just pulled it out from under this stupid desk mat. He put it under the desk mat, and it's been ringing my phone off for the last, the whole show. I'm glad I found the card, but geez.
You should just take it away from him now.
Nah, he's got too many cards. It's like a whole book full. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, I do highly recommend it for the parents out there. If you're looking for something to give your kid, maybe your kid's a reader, maybe your kid's a music person, they just want to vibe out to something. They do like a Yodo radio where they do like a podcast. It's really cool. It's a great kids toy. You can look into it, and they're not sponsored, but they're worth it if you find a good deal on them.
No.
All right. Well, glad we got that over. Tenders is saying Jeremy out here with 1930s kid number problems.
Yeah. There's a lot of them. I just need to get healthy. Like, y'all, can y'all just, when I leave, we tell them don't get sick, because every time I leave, one of them inevitably gets sick. So I gotta stop leaving, clearly, because every time I leave, someone gets sick. This was the worst, though. Come back, everybody is sick. Like, if one of them gets sick, like, fine, you know, go off to your room and don't bother anybody. But if they all get sick, a little bit more difficult.
Well, eventually they're going to get well, and then you're going to put them back to work.
They all need jobs. Go infect everyone else. Stop infecting me.
That's right. Tender's adding in, my mom said that's why you don't have 3+ kids.
Well, the wife and I do a lot of fucking, so I'm sorry.
Proud of you. Oh man. And then there were a bunch of people. Well, first of all, going back to the AEW talk, do a stadium demolition match at Jag Stadium New Year's Eve. But it's not the stadium that's getting demolished or getting worked on, right? It's just Daly's.
No. It's like the whole stadium. Like, they're doing like a giant renovation.
Oh, good
to
for
the
them.
Stadium. Yeah.
And I'm sure that the city of Jacksonville and the state of Florida are going to be paying most of it, right?
Probably.
Yeah. God forbid anyone who's a billionaire pay for their renovations on the buildings they own.
Yeah.
Anyway, wear a condom, that just isn't going to work.
Condoms don't work for me, brother.
Wow. It's an allergy, right? Just an allergy. Let's just leave it at that. Anyway, we got a couple more super chats. It's people praising us, by the way, which I don't know if you want to read those. I know, right? God, M.A. Solko, I love this. If 2025 wrestling taught me anything, you smile and tap when things get rough.
Fair.
Fuck these kids. I love that. Matthew Hooks adding in, thanks for giving me a reason to smile every morning. Jeremy, SB3, and the one who's always wrong, Joel, screw you. You guys do great work and give us a great space. Once again, screw you and thank you, Matthew Hooks.
Thank you, Matthew.
We appreciate you. Hope you're having a wonderful season, and hopefully the New Year's Eve is good to you. What else we got? C Delgado saying, nice to finally find a morning wrestling talk show. There are none others. There are none.
Where are you finding this at? That's not this show.
We're the only one, allegedly, and even then we just kind of off to the side talk about wrestling, tangentially, if you will. And Josh from Connecticut saying, Happy New Year, Joel and Mr. Elegant. You are Mr. Elegance if they ever find one.
Yeah, they dropped that whole thing.
I feel like they're gonna bring this back for the return of the AMC return. Reboot, rebuild, whatever you want to call it.
I'll let you know when they contact me and they say, hey, we need to fly you out to, where's the first AMC show at? Texas, I assume?
Yeah, of course, it's Texas.
Okay. When they're like, hey, we need to fly you out to Texas for the AMC show so you can be Mr. Elegance. But all right, I'll let everybody know that TNA's flying me out. It's so lame that they dropped it.
I have a theory. No, not him. I have a theory.
Can we talk about how much that sucked?
Yes, but in a minute. I have a theory. Since it was dropped, there's only one person who could have been Mr. Elegance that decided that's not going to work for me. It was the return of Bobby Lashley. And Bobby just said it's not going to work for me. Like, all right, we'll drop it. The only man who can have a storyline of any kind dropped in professional wrestling is Bobby Lashley. Except for the one he wanted to do. God, 70 pounds. That's all he wanted to add, guys. He just wanted to put on 70 pounds and eat like a fat guy. And everyone was like, no, it's not healthy. And he's like, but I could do it. And I'll train like a madman. Like, you could have done it, man. Could have done it.
Or if he got to do his Hitler storyline that he wanted to.
What was the story? I know the story, but now I just don't remember it. What happened?
Oh yeah, he wanted to do a storyline with Gunther, and he was like, You look like somebody, but I can't quite put my finger
Oh
on
my
it.
god!
This is a real thing that he pitched.
I believe it. I just remember the fat guy pitch more than anything.
Nah, he wanted to do like a Hitler reference storyline. Hold on, I'll get his exact wording here because I
You
remember
know
when
what?
I wrote this article, people were like, what?
Dude, Bobby Lashley being from Colorado makes so much more sense. Oh god, those brain cells are fighting each other.
Okay, so my headline was Bobby Lashley thinks a feud with Gunther could have been huge. Had ideas that would toe the line. Okay,
How did
here's
he
the.
how did he spell toe? That's my question. How does he spell toe the line?
Okay, I'm gonna. It's a long quote, so I'm gonna. All right, so here's the biggest thing he says. When Gunther was rolling, there was one thing I wanted to do with him, and everybody would have been like, "Oh, if we were still a Hurt Business," I was like, "I want to roll up on him, and I want Gunther to say, people like you don't deserve a chance at my title." People would have been like, "What did he say?" We would have towed that line. If you think about the German and these black dudes, is there a little bit of racial tension there? We didn't have to go there. What do you mean, people like you? He could be like older guys in wrestling. The crowd would have been like, did he say that? Then I was going to say, you look familiar and do one of these. Whole, and he was like, that. He did that. He did like the motion and everything. He's like, and do one of these. There it is. I don't know if we could have went there, but we could have.
Where was Bobby Lashley in 2003? Where,
There's so many things you could do. You could toe the line with there. It could have been a huge feud.
good lord.
So yeah, he wanted to do Germans versus black people feud apparently, even though Gunther's not German.
Okay, so first of all, let's get this straight. In 2003, while living and training in Colorado Springs with the goal of qualifying for Team USA to wrestle at the 2004 Olympic Games, Lashley witnessed a bank robbery and was forced to dive for cover to avoid gunfire. This resulted in a knee injury that required surgery, ending his amateur career. Jeremy, do you remember what year 2003's WrestleMania was?
No, I can't
19.
remember.
19.
Okay,
Do you
right.
remember what the build to WrestleMania 19 was for one of the title matches?
Is that Booker and Jericho or
That
Booker
was
and
Booker
Triple
and
H?
Triple H. And what did
Yeah.
Triple H say to Booker T in the middle of that build?
Yeah, people like you know, don't get to hold these titles. Yeah.
So either someone was watching WrestleMania 19 or someone completely had a fever dream after they, had a knee injury that resulted in them pivoting to wrestling in 2005.
I just think Bobby Lashley just
Is an idiot. Yes, exactly.
Just, you're the one who brought up Bobby Lashley with Mr. Elegance, like that was ever gonna happen.
Well, maybe he should have pitched it. It could have happened if he just paid attention. What an amazing and stupid world we live in.
I wonder if he goes to Tony with like these pitches, and Tony's just like, yeah, that's a great idea. Well, Tony can't ever say like that's a bad idea. He's always gonna be like that's a great idea. We'll take that under consideration.
I'll take it under advisement. That sounds great.
There's a lot of potential with this idea. That's my favorite Tony answer. Like you can ask him because he gets before he got asked about women's tag team titles all the time. Now it's the women's C2. Like, have you thought about like that's a great idea. We could potentially look into doing that.
Because he knows that when they finally announce it, it's going to be a bunch of people being like, yes, we made this happen, chat. And it's like, no, he just didn't want to do it until he was finally forced to do it. Like, come on. We give Tony a lot of credit here, but like, let's not pretend like that's not an amazing PR answer just to get the praise when it finally happens. Come on. We willed this into existence. You didn't do shit.
I want Tony to just be like, it's a really good idea. I'll fucking do it when I want. Quit asking me these dumbass questions. I got so mad. I got so mad at the press conference on Saturday. One, because I was already tired. And then I watched this show, which was a really good show. And then the press conference, which took 45 minutes to start for some reason. And then the first two questions were the exact same fucking questions. And I was so mad. It was just, the first question was like, what would you like reflect on 20? Don't ask Tony to reflect. He's like, 2025 was a great year for AEW. Like, what does it mean to like win these awards? And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's just gonna talk. And so he gives the answer. I was like, all right, fine. And then the next question was like, what would you say to fans who like maybe aren't satisfied with the other wrestling promotion and want to give AEW like a chance? Oh, the first question was, with more eyes on you winning these awards, like what is your message to fans? And then the second question is like, what would you say to fans who are maybe not satisfied with it? Like, it's the same question. It's the exact. Didn't you listen to the last round, meathead? Pay attention. You're asking the same shit he said. Stop it.
Also, who's listening to our show that's stealing our bit and trying to turn it into wrestling? We're trying to get Tony to sell me on football, not on his own product. Do it right.
I was so annoyed. I was already so tired. I was like, can you not ask him the exact same question? The exact same question that just got asked. That was the most useless press conference, too. Like, nothing came out of that. The Harley Cameron singing a song was like the best thing that came out of that press conference. I don't even remember who was part of it. Nobody said anything of value. I don't even remember. It was Statlander, I think, was one of them. Probably. There was nothing. Bless Chris Statlander.
Wasn't Mark Briscoe part of it too?
Yeah, I think Mark was there. Yeah.
Stat.
But that's when like Tony and Willow came out and Orange Cassidy. Yeah, there was just nothing. Nothing came out of that press conference. I did see the stuff from the Q101. That was good. Like Tony in a one-on-one setting, he's fine. Like he'll give you answers because you can ask the questions you want to ask. Tony in a press conference setting, some of the questions just aren't good. That's the biggest problem. And then Tony's gonna give you the answer that he's gonna give you. It's the same thing with the media calls, and it's you're gonna ask the question you want to ask, which is fine. But a lot of these questions like just aren't that relevant.
Also, like things. I can tell you again, having been in the room a couple of times with Tony and the media, doing their thing, you're on assignment. For some of these people, it's like their local radio or local media, and they have to ask local questions like, hey, you want to run the Rogers Center in Toronto because, they're going to Saudi Arabia in 2027 and, TK is going to give you the maybe. And then if it happens in 2027, people are like, we did this. Like, no, you didn't. You didn't do shit. But the point is it's all about the makeup of the room and the people who are there on an assignment and actually actively watch the product. And they might have a better line of questioning, but you're going to get a lot of people asking the same old and asking for reflection when it's not a time for reflection. Unless something bad happened, at which point you could be like, what led you to this point where, two of your wrestlers are fighting in the backstage area?
Please reflect is always like, no, don't ask Tony to reflect. You're going to get the whole history of whatever he's going to talk. Stop it. Don't ask that.
Would you prefer a reflection, a 20-minute answer that goes nowhere? Or would you prefer I haven't read the lawsuit yet?
I mean,
one is more newsworthy.
Yeah, the former, because at least you're not getting yourself into trouble with that. Saying you haven't read the lawsuit is that dude.
I don't see color. I see talent. Where do you want to start?
What? Can I talk about this Austin Theory thing right quick?
Yeah, we were there. Yeah, we were getting to Austin Theory. So Austin Theory is back to wearing shorts again.
This sucked. I was right. Please let the record show that I was right. After 2 weeks, I was right about this.
You're already putting stakes in, Jesus.
When I knew I was right about this? One, when he revealed himself to be Austin Theory. I was like, yep, I'm going to be right about this. But that opening promo was awful. Not Braun Breaker's portion was good.
The one Theory this week?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. This sucked. Because Paul Heyman introduces him and is like, the new member of the Vision and blah, 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 blah. I was like, all right, sure. And then Theory grabs the mic and he's like, I've been waiting a long time for this. Oh, I got a lot to say. And then he's like, here's Braun Breaker. And then Paul Heyman starts talking again. And then CM Punk interrupts. You have waited a long time to just introduce Braun Breaker? This sucked. He doesn't have it. I'm sorry. The entrance was straight out of some Chris Masters bullshit of let's put the spotlight on and let's do all these poses. I just hit the wall. Let's do all these poses and all. Like, oh my God. He got bullied into switching to shorts because he pissed his pants with the other pants. This sucked.
Wow.
And then the match was so boring. So boring. Like, he's a heel. It's supposed to... It's not there. It's just not. And I don't know if it's going to be there. Maybe. But like I said a couple weeks ago, he's the 4th or 5th guy. Everybody in that group is in a higher position than he is. Including Heyman. So he's the 5th guy in this group. He doesn't stand out in any type of way. He's fine as a dude who should get beat in the group. And if that's what happens, then okay, sure. But if you're like actually trying to present him as someone credible and present him as like some sort of mastermind or whatever, like it's not there. It's just not. I was watching this dumb show on Monday, and he does this promo, and when he's like, I got a lot to say. I've been waiting a long time for this. I was like, all right, this is your shot. Let's go. Let's hear this. This guy right here, Braun Breaker. He's the next heavyweight. Tell him about Braun, Paul. Like, what? This is what you waited all this time to say? Sucked.
So I'll push back a little bit because
fine, you're wrong.
I'm not. I think, first of all, I think your feelings towards Theory is just a long-term dismissal of Austin Theory, period. And
probably, yeah, sure.
Do I think he's top guy? No. Do I think that they're going to try and elevate him through this group? Yes. Do I think he came in as the bottom guy on the rung? Absolutely. They very quickly partnered him up with Logan Paul. I think some of the changes that came from the Seth Rollins injury included not giving Braun and Bronson a tag title run and instead building Theory and Logan Paul to a tag title run. The Usos won. I think they're going to try and parlay that into them dropping it to Theory and Logan Paul. That will probably play into the Jey Uso crash out and the inevitable Uso versus Uso 2 because you got to do it at WrestleMania 42. You got to bring it all back one more time from Philly. Run it, because what do? We run it back. So that's the Austin Theory kind of position right now. Does that mean he can break out in the future? Sure. Could it mean he crashes in the future? Absolutely. I think right now I'm willing to give it a little bit more of a chance, given that they just reintroduced him. They got to get the crowd behind him. He's got to switch up the intro. The stupid, point to yourself and then be like, it's just, to me, it doesn't work. But for Austin Theory to work his way up in the vision is one thing. There are other theories that are out there. Not all. Well, I guess it is Austin theories that he's going to be a sleeper agent for Seth Rollins upon his return, and it's something because they have history together from 2020, and you could do something there. But I think it's more likely that they just keep him in a tag team with Logan Paul, and eventually the Paul Theory tag team captures the tag titles from the Usos to get to the other story. Easy.
Sure. If they're the tag team champions, but he's overshadowed by Logan Paul, and I don't even think Logan Paul is like.
I don't think anyone's
great.
I don't think anyone's denying that he's overshadowed by those guys. The reality is Austin Theory is coming back as the bottom rung. He is the guy who would be taking all the pins in a group setting. That's what he's there for. He's there to be the guy who takes the falls for the vision when they lose. That's the Austin Theory position right now, on his back.
I mean, I'm fine with him taking the losses because that probably should be his role. They just got to stop acting like it's more than that and he's some type of threat, because he's just not. Like, I would have preferred if they just put someone who could potentially elevate themselves off of this. And I just don't think Austin Theory can elevate himself off of this. He's always going to be in this position that he's in unless something changes and he can figure it out. But it's tough to believe he's going to figure it out when he's been given a lot of opportunities. He's been given a lot of chances over the years, and he's never stood out in a way. It's like, yeah, there's something there with him. I don't see it. I've been on the Grayson Waller train forever. Him and New Day should be doing a ton more together, and they just don't for some reason. I always thought Grayson Waller was the standout of the two. He's much better on the mic. He's much quicker on his feet. The in-ring they're both a little bit of a wash. I think Waller's like fine in the ring. Just doesn't get to wrestle a ton. And I think Theory is what he is in the ring. But I've always thought Waller was the standout of the two.
Waller just has to stop doing that finish where he dives into
sucks.
the ring. It's just it's dumb.
I feel like he changed it for a little while, but he doesn't wrestle at all, so you don't know if he changed it. Honestly.
Well, he might be on Main Event. We just wouldn't know unless your name is Sean Ross Sapp.
I don't watch Main Event. I'm sorry, but I think Waller's like an actual standout. Where Theory is he's just there, man. He's just there. So
we got a super chat from Single Blue Note the Panda. Is Austin Theory a worse pin eater position than Wheeler Yuta? At least people react to Wheeler Yuta, and he wins doubles in ROH. So, but that's the thing, though. When Wheeler came into the Death Riders, they didn't really care about him much there. And then eventually he got himself with that super duper heat. There is again, I don't want to compare the two because Austin Theory is brand new in this group, whereas Wheeler Yuta's built up over time to become that guy. That's not to say Austin Theory could do something like that. So they're at different positions right now, given how long they've been in each other's factions.
I mean, Yuta's not in a great position if you look at it that he's been with this group for a year and really hasn't gone anywhere in the group. Like, at least he does get a reaction. At least he does get heat. But go ahead.
Just gonna add it. Ryan hits it on the head. Yeah. He's more like Daniel Garcia than Wheeler Yuta because Garcia's brand new. Yeah, he won the TNT title, but like nothing else has really happened with Garcia as part of the Death Riders other than he joined them.
Yeah, he's more that he's definitely more that Daniel Garcia than Yuta. Yuta's been there for a while. Like, he does get heat, but he's also a guy that is going to lose the majority, if not all, of his big matches. But at least, like, he gets a reaction. Like, Theory, the reaction's already kind of, like, waning. It is what it is with him.
She's on Tuesday nights.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Speaking of no reactions, the main event of World's End, good match and everything. I'm sure you guys talked about it. But and this is my terrible perspective on wrestling, the most hilarious part of this main event was Hangman and Hook confrontation, and the crowd did not give a fuck about their like stare down and everything. Like, oh, that's the guy who cost Hangman the title. The crowd is like, oh my god, like no pop for Hangman and Hook stare down.
Oh, it's this guy. We just saw him on ROH. What's he doing here?
None on that. I was like, well, what can you do there?
Bobby Lashley came in and was like, guys, we can't do this match. We can't do this Hook and Hangman match.
Tony was clear. It's clear like they don't have any like actual plans to make Hook anything. He's just like a dude in the ops. But man, like they should do a Hangman and Hook match. I still think they should. Hey, look, if Hangman beats him in 30 seconds, Hangman beats him in 30 seconds. But honestly, after that, I wouldn't do the match because the crowd clearly doesn't care about the match. I thought they should have done it in the previous weeks, just like Hangman needs to get some get back for Hook costing him the title. It's like Eddie Kingston needs to show up and do something. Instead, he's I'm glad Ortiz is back, but no desire for this grizzled young veterans and Eddie Kingston stuff. Like,
What a weird book that was. We talked about it when it happened on Ring of Honor. We were like, why is Eddie just randomly going after grizzled young
yeah,
veterans and vice versa? Like, we understand like how they did it, but why was this the play? With Eddie Kingston coming back, and it was a big deal, and then he gets the title shot, and Winter is coming, and he has a good showing, even though he loses, and it's just like, all right, now put him on Ring of Honor and put him in New York. It's like, well, wait, we at least put him on Collision, right? Right?
this grizzled and Eddie's like, oh, we're not done with you guys. Eddie beat them both in singles matches. What the hell's he got to do with these dudes?
By the way, going back to the Grayson Waller conversation, so his last televised match was main event, and this was November 3rd. What's even funnier is talking about the Grayson Waller and Austin Theory comparisons. Do you know who Grayson Waller's been facing throughout the holiday tour?
No.
Rey Mysterio.
Oh, okay.
It's been Mysterio and Waller on the holiday tour, whereas it's been Austin Theory and Rey Mysterio on the television shows.
Hope Ray could go back there and was like, well, how am I not working with this guy on television?
I think it'd be even funnier if he goes to the back and they shake hands. He's like, that was great tonight, Austin. And Grayson's like, huh? And he just walks to the back and like, all right, whatever. They are once again interchangeable. WWE is even proving it with their match structure. Hilarious. Anyway, we got a couple super chats. Let's hit these. Jules, by the way, a lot of you are showing up for this. We appreciate it. Thank you. Jules saying, I hope Jeremy and my arch nemesis. What did I ever do? Because you're from New Jersey? Is that why we're arch nemesis? I get it. Hope Jeremy and my arch nemesis, Joel, have a wonderful new year. You're both the best morning show hosts ever. Thank you for the best year of ITW in 58 years running. Thank you, Jules.
Thank you, Jules.
We have been very hard working at this for the last 58 years. We didn't know how it would last as long as we have, but we appreciate you and we appreciate everyone who's coming out and being a part of the show, because we wouldn't have it without y'all. And it sounds so stupidly cheesy, but the reality is when y'all are here and participating and getting into it with us, it makes things even more fun. So we do appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you guys again. I don't know why you guys show up every day, but we appreciate that you guys show up.
Again, we are just background fodder to these people, and I appreciate it.
That's fine.
Tenruz is saying, here's to Jeremy not being tired and drained in 2026. You can ask, but you can't get.
Yeah, that's just not going to change. I'm taking on more work in 2026, unfortunately.
Have you figured out your show yet for Select?
Oh yeah, I gotta do that too.
Oh damn!
That wasn't even what I was talking about with more work. I was talking about I'm doing basketball writing more in 2026. So it's not gonna affect anything here. But if people want to read my basketball work, you can do that. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, no, I haven't figured out what this show is. I really think I'm gonna do like GPS with Jeremy, because I can do some really dumb stuff with that, and there'd be no prep work. Not that I do like a ton of prep work anyway, but you know what I mean? Like I could just riff for half an hour or whatever. So
I like this though. You and Cresta doing a weekend review show.
That would be fun. Here's the thing.
The problem is you'd have to pay Cresta for it.
Yeah, that's true. The other thing is like I don't want to do a long show. Like, I already do enough. If you want to hear me talk, literally, I'm doing a show 2 hours every weekday. I talk plenty. So if I do a show with, like, Cresta or literally anybody, I would feel obligated to do, like, at least an hour, just because, like, I don't want to waste their time either. And I don't want to do, like, an extra hour. Like, I want to do, like, an extra 30 to 45 minutes, and that's why I could just do the like, hey, how would you book this, and I can throw out some wacky ideas on that. Oh, we should go through Cresta's dating app. Okay, this actually sounds really fun.
Oh no. I don't think you'll be going through any dating map. Right. Okay. I think Grace, are you on her streams? I don't know if they're anyway. Not a question that I'm going to ask right now. Hold on, I gotta ask this person in the chat. Someone says Zagging 45 in the chat saying I canceled my Sirius subscription because of this show. Now, first of all, we're not on Sirius yet, so I don't know why you're canceling your Sirius subscription. But did you actually do this because I assume we are the better morning show compared to the other
Yeah,
option?
that's
Is
why
that what's
they
going on?
canceled their
But
Sirius
I need to know if
subscription.
this is a serious thing, and I'm not trying to be facetious by using serious interchangeably here. But like, come on, if that happened, first of all, cool. Second of all, what's wrong with you? There's so many more great serious channels because one day they're gonna give us money too, I guess. But that's a hilarious segment to be on here.
Yeah, they said correct.
My God, we
I
are
have
better
a
than Busted
Sirius
Open. Tell your
subscription.
friends.
I
You
don't
do?
listen to Busted Open. Yeah, I have a Sirius subscription.
Fair. You don't listen to Pro Wrestling Nation 247?
No, I did a lot of driving these past couple of days. I was mainly I mainly have it for the sports talk radio for my long drives, and like when I want to listen to like games and stuff. So they have all the sports games on there, so I can, if I'm driving at night and like the Avs are on, then I'll listen to the Avs game. But it's mainly for sports talk. Although I did listen to I don't remember the name of the station, but it played like 2000s rap and R&B hits. I listened to that on my drive. I forgot some of these songs. I was like, oh yeah. I was listening to Sex Room by Ludacris, and I think it was Trey Songz. Ludacris is, I don't know if he's an underrated sex rapper, but he's a really good sex rapper. Ludacris has a lot of songs about sex, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, gotcha.
And,
I thought that he was rapping while having sex.
I mean, maybe in some of them, I don't know what Luda's doing, but
Gotcha.
like, yeah, Ludacris, he has some good songs about sex. Sex Room is one. Like, What's Your Fantasy? I think everyone knows that song. Splash Waterfalls. Anybody heard of that song? That's a sex song. But yeah, Ludacris has some. I do agree Luda is underrated overall. Like, Luda put out some bangers, man. Just some absolute bangers. Yeah, Ludacris is great, but I hadn't heard Sex Room in a while, and I heard it, and I was like, let's read some lyrics to Sex Room, everybody.
By the way, while you're pulling those up, if anyone ever actually unsubscribes from Sirius XM for any reason whatsoever, in your exit interview, just put down In the Weeds is the superior wrestling morning show. And just see how fast we can take over Pro Wrestling Nation 247. All right. That's what we're trying to do here. So if you ever give up that subscription, just say In the Weeds. Don't say ITW. They'll be so confused. They'll think it's an Irish wrestling company. But if you say In the Weeds is better than Busted Open, we will take the spot happily, and the money mostly. And then they can become a YouTube product.
I claim my territory. My tongue finna mark you up. You could be my firecracker. My tongue finna spark you up. Get ready for blast off. Water's gonna splash off. You might lose around 4 or 5 pounds, so get ready to sweat your ass off.
All right, then.
Let the candles burn. I'ma turn these lights down. And when your body gets hot, it'll get you licked down and iced down. Oh, licked up and iced down. I apologize, Ludacris, for fucking up the lyrics. Nipples hard as rocks.
Nice.
Lips as soft as cotton. You the apple of my eye. Right. And I got you spoiled rotten.
Damn. That's good. That's a good one. That's a good bar.
This is my favorite one. Hold on. Where is it at? Talking about poles and video cameras and where's the lyric at? I know I saw it because I heard it. I remember it. Oh, this is good. This is not my favorite one, but this one is good. Baby, let's hop up in the shower. Baby, let me snatch you up off that towel. Let me get a vowel. I owe you, so I eat you mean I eat you.
God. That is a good question while you're reading these lyrics. Where is Santos Escobar? He is Mr. Sex.
Okay, hold on. Here's my favorite lyric right here. He's writing a lot about towels. Uh,
Oh, are you trying to suggest that he's a towel?
uh,
Oh, you're a towel.
you better get a couple towels, baby, because we about to slip and slide. You don't ever need a horse or a saddle. I'm gonna give you this dick to ride.
Wow.
Ludacris is great. He rules. Bless Ludacris. Love him.
Amazing. All right.
I thought Santos Escobar was gonna like maybe return on Monday because Ray was like, "I got a friend," and it was just Penta. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course it's going to be Penta. He's the good friend. It's going to be. They'll bring him back at the Royal Rumble, and maybe they'll do something with him in a tag team. And happy birthday, Santos Escobar got paid. Gets a bus, got paid. He's happy. He doesn't have to do anything. He just gotta, get paid. I just hope he doesn't want to be creatively satisfied because that ain't gonna happen.
Okay, hold on. What do I? We're gonna read lyrics the rest of the show. Who cares about wrestling?
Well, I mean, we have super chats of people who want to ask us about wrestling stuff, so we do eventually have to do the job that we're tasked to do.
Okay, people want me to really read P control lyrics. Stick around to the end of the show, folks. I will read these lyrics.
It's not P as in urine, by the way. It's P with the end of that.
Pussy.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, just making sure.
Okay.
Tenders is saying TK needs to have REM's "End of the World as We Know It" as World's End's theme. I don't think he's going to do it.
Now.
It's too late. It's the end of the world. It's ended. But also, Tony doesn't really pay for themes unless it's for some reason Machine Head for that one Wembley show for the Wembley show, which is hilarious. It's the only song that he'll get for a wrestling theme. Like
he got November Rain.
No. I'm talking for like the shows themselves. Like he'll produce a package, or the wrestlers will have a song. But like for the official theme of this pay-per-view, the only one he's done it for is Machine Head by Bush, and it's like, what? Why? But he loves that song. That's the one that we should get. It's the end of the world, and I don't want the REM version. There's a version by Great Big Sea, who are a East Coast like Celtic style band from Canada, and they do the song, but they also like double time the lyrics, so it's extra fast, and it's really good. That's the one that I want. It's much better. Okay. Yeah, he got November Rain, but he didn't have it he got it for the package. He didn't get it for the show. It wasn't the official theme and all that stuff. Well, there we go. Tinder's adding in CM Punk has lost it. He's washed in so many ways. I don't agree with this. Is this because of the t-shirts?
Tinder's a hater. That's all it is.
Well, that's really all he's doing. Punk is fine. I don't care much for the whole like, how does it feel to be alive in the city we're in on a Wednesday? Like, who cares? Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, whatever. It's he's the champion. He's the guy. He's come back, and I get it. He's not spitting vitriol Punk. He's just, I'm older. He is old Batman riding a horse instead of being the Batman who would, rage off sometimes.
I thought Punk's promo was good on Monday. I thought Braun's promo was fine, except when he's like, when you were on the Indies, I was hanging out with Lamar Jackson. I was like, you were like 5 when he was on the Indies. What are you talking about? You were not playing football with Lamar Jackson while Punk was on the Indies. I think you were playing football with Lamar Jackson when Punk was like on his break. That's when Braun Breaker was playing football. But I didn't mind Punk's promo on Monday. I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was good too.
Yeah, his wrestling, and feel what you feel. I don't think the shirt thing is that big of a deal. Like,
I thought it was hilarious. Did you see what he did yesterday?
Yeah, he trolled. Yeah.
So he had a match with Bronson Reed on the house show loop, and he teases for the first like 5 minutes of the match. He's got his shirt on, he's got a tank top on, and he's teasing taking it off, and eventually he does, and of course he's got another t-shirt underneath, which like hilarious. Who could possibly care about wearing a shirt on TV or not? There have been wrestlers who have done that for forever, and who cares?
He's in his Naito era. Let that man live. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
These house show matches, and look, man, I wouldn't take my shirt off to wrestle if I'm facing Austin Theory either, so I don't blame the man. He's like, wait, I got a match against Austin Theory? This is not worthy of me taking my shirt off.
I'm going to eat this entire steak and chicken and all these carbs, and then I will wrestle, but I will not take my shirt off.
Get this man Give me a match where it's worthy, shirt worthy matches for CM Punk. Yeah, the criticism about KO and him wrestling in a shirt, and here's Punk wrestling in a shirt. That's very funny. But like,
Who cares?
I mean,
Also,
sure, but
he
that's
hold
also
on.
like, go ahead.
This is so Kevin. So this is Kevin Nash who had done it, right?
Yeah,
Nash, who famously throughout the years wore like a tank top as part of his wrestling attire.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nash
well, these
wrestled in
guys
a
are all
shirt.
wearing these. That's what he's wearing is a tank top. He's fashioned it into a tank top.
Nash wrestled in a shirt. I'm sure it
I'm
wasn't.
sure he did.
Yeah, the criticism about KO, him doing it all those years ago, and now he's doing it. I get what people, and I saw KO post like a black T-shirt, just with no caption or anything. He's in his John Cena era on social media, but I understand that. The thing with it is like that's kind of who Punk has become, of what he said 20 years ago or 10 years ago or 5 years ago does not represent the views of CM Punk in 2025. So yeah, sure, of course. Of course he like 20 years ago, 25 years ago criticized Kevin Owens for wearing a shirt and 25 years later is wearing a shirt when he wrestles. So all that checks out to me.
Who could possibly care? I would wear a shirt while I wrestled. All the greats do. But yes, the hater continues. F all the sped garbage. Kenny will at WrestleMania, Wrestle Kingdom 20 at the Tanahashi. Sure. Yeah, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay will be in attendance to say their goodbyes to Tanahashi as he famously dies after he loses his last match. That's what happens, right? You just kind of. Who will be the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling?
He's gonna play air guitar and just like levitate away.
It'll be like Gene Simmons doing a bass solo.
Yeah.
He's gonna spit blood. It's gonna be a whole production. You know what? Crowd would love it. I can't wait.
That's how I would book it.
If I wake up and I find out, first of all, I'll be up for that match because that match will be on at like 6 a.m. So that's when I usually get up. So I'll be up to watch that. But if I don't see him playing air guitar, levitating up to the stars in the Tokyo Dome, that company is dead to me. We will never talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling again until Evil takes it over. Or the Don Callis family, led by Evil.
Don Callis family led by Evil would be pretty good.
Yeah, that's right. Austin Theory could be Mr. Elegance, says Josh from Connecticut, but I'm hoping it's Sexy Eddie.
Austin Theory is Mr. Elegance. That would suck.
That's awful. But Sexy Eddie doing it would be the most Scott D'Amore thing to have done. If Scott was still in TNA, he would have gotten a Sexy Eddie to do at least a skit with Mr. Elegance. And it would have been really hilarious. And you would have seen him walk around with his dick half out and you would have been laughing because it's funny.
I don't think Austin Theory could pull it off. He wants to be too serious of a wrestler to pull it off. I don't think he could do it.
I think he can do it. All right. We should probably get into our actual front page conversation.
Sure.
Post wrestling via Brandon Thurston was very. I mean, there's nothing more I can say to this other than this was incredible reporting. The article was called "I Will Be Your Greatest Partner: How Vince McMahon's 2022 WWE comeback was anticipated by Endeavor executives." Wow, I can speak. And throughout the article, which I do recommend everyone read over on Post Wrestling, and I'm sure that Brandon and John Pollock will speak about it at length if they haven't already. The entire article is basically outlining the background of Vince McMahon's 2022, 2023, the things that led to the Endeavor deal, what other people who were trying to make a play for WWE have said during the deal about the deal coming together with Endeavor. Someone had mentioned that it was, quote, pre-wired, which is, to me, like, that's a pretty damning word that's so underused, that the deal was already in effect before anyone even knew WWE was for sale, that Endeavor was going to pick him up. And this whole conversation about Project Stunner and it being, not only an email, but also part of a possible Signal group chat. And again, the idea that Vince McMahon covered his own ass and got himself the most preferential treatment he could when selling WWE to, well, I guess the merger with Endeavor through UFC and the TKO deal. This was an incredible piece of reporting. And I see someone saying that they did put up a long video explaining it to the average layperson, says Vicious Minutes Hour. So thank you for putting that out there. It is there. But again, there is so much to be taken from this, but not the least to that Vince McMahon was very much a part of WWE in creative in 2023. He was still behind the scenes when he was supposedly out and retired. He did force his way in, and he did, try to do it all in the case of regaining control. And now this is all part of another lawsuit that's ongoing with shareholders and WWE and TKO to a lesser extent. Here we are.
These are like some allegedly the smartest people in the world?
Money makes people appear smart sometimes.
Sure. But they're credited for being really smart, because it's like, oh, look at the vision they had to acquire this company, or do this with this company, and like, you've made all this money. Yeah, you gotta have some type of brain, you would think. These people just seem dumb for putting all this out there, and like text messages and stuff. Like,
well, that's an 80-year-old man not understanding how easy it is to have a subpoena on your head.
Right, but like Shapiro and everybody was doing these texts as well. He kind of started it of like, oh, I think Vince will be back. Like, give it 6 months and he'll be back. And like, what? Huh? Why would you like put that out there in that way? It just seems like these people, at least, I mean, Nick Khan didn't help his cause, but at least Nick Khan was like, get on Lansing. What's Lansing? LOL. As Signal backwards. I don't think it's actually Lansing. I missaid that word, but
it was always, it's been Signal since 2012. It's always been Signal.
Right, but he said Signal backwards. Lagness.
Lagness.
Thank you, Labglass. Yeah, I said Lansing.
Like the city in Michigan.
East Lansing. Yeah, Lansing. Yeah.
Langus.
So yeah, at least he like tried to code the word of that, but then Vince immediately ruined it of what's that, LOL, and then Nick has to be like, read it backwards, and then it's like, oh, okay, this is what you're talking about, dummies. But these people just feel like this feels like very amateur to put this like in text like that when you're talking about things that could really get you in trouble. But whatever, it's not. I'm not in trouble with these people, so.
First of all, you need to get the verbiage right. Vince McMahon, he said, "quote What in the blue hell?"
Yeah, what in the
is
blue
like
hell?
This man runs his fucking company like he's the Rock. He just thinks he's like, "What in the blue hell?" And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, you old man. There is a part of me, because so this all started the first time that Vince was ousted, which in 2022, those allegations were about the NDAs, and it wasn't the Janelle Grant suit. The Janelle Grant suit came second time around. I think at that point they thought, oh, okay, water's not so hot on you, Vince, that we can have these conversations openly. I'm giving these people a lot of credit with what I'm about to say, that they figured this is just NDAs. You're going to pay them off from your private, account, and it's a private company, or it's not a private company. It's a public company, but you're going to pay from your private money, and everything will be balanced. As long as that happens, everything's fine. It's not. But the point is, that's how they thought it was going to be. Vince got outed, and then ousted, and then outed again when he came back in 23, and then everything had to come back around because they were selling the company anyway, but Endeavor had first dibs. But they had already had first dibs the first time Vince was leaving, when it wasn't a big deal. Now it is a big deal, and it was a big deal. But the fact that they went and had multiple conversations the second time around with multiple suitors, only for that to really turn into the suitors being like, yeah, that looks like this has already been cooked up for a while. Those were the words. And again, the idea being pre-wired.
This is why the lawsuit came to be in the first place.
Yeah.
Right? Is because the shareholders were like, we don't think this went down the way it should have gone down, and you getting the best deal for us. And it was, I'm not going to say it was well known, but people kind of saw that writing on the wall when this deal was announced, right? Because the deal was done with Endeavor. Who was the other rumored party that Sean stayed up until 2 a.m. smoking weed on stream
which
to talk about?
which like people need to know that they were never fully in the run. Right?
No.
Okay.
I get this. Here's my point though. That was the big rumor, and then the actual sale was Endeavor. What do they have in common? Vince was going to stay. Because if the Saudis had bought, they weren't going to kick Vince out either. He was going to stay. And that's what happened with Endeavor. You got Ari and Mark on they were on the CNN the day the sale was announced, and they were like, well, we didn't want to do this without Vince. Of course Vince was going to stay. And that told you all you needed to know right there is Vince sold and was always going to sell to a company or to a entity that was going to keep him on in some capacity. That's how this was always going to play out. So none of this is all that surprising to me, except the fact that they were dumb enough to put this in messages that can be found and now can be opened in a court case. Like, that's the part that's like, you guys, you can't be that dumb, but apparently they were. But it's not surprising to me at all that this is how it played out, because I'm pretty sure we were on this show when all this went down and was like, yeah, Vince went to a company that was going to keep him on. That was his whole goal when it came to this sale. He didn't care about all right, fine, CNBC. I knew it was one of these places.
Yeah, they went to CNBC together and sat on the.
Yeah, I think I said CNN, but yeah. But yeah, they didn't care to get the best offer for WWE. I don't know if anybody else made an offer for WWE. You know, there certainly weren't like a ton of reports that, oh, this person or this company made this offer and this company made this offer. The two biggest names were, again, the Saudis and then what eventually was the Endeavor deal. And the one thing they had in common was Vince was going to stay no matter who ended up getting it. And yeah, as I started this by saying, that's why this lawsuit is happening in the first place, because the shareholders were like, this doesn't seem to check out. Why is it that this was the deal you guys made and this is how it played out? Were there any other offers? Do you have any proof of there being any other offers? And that's why this lawsuit exists in the first place, because the shareholders are like, something's up here.
Yeah, and so now we're in a position where discovery in this lawsuit is nearing an end. There's a trial that's potentially set for June 2026. It's a merger lawsuit. And what happens next? That'll be the next question. Do they split the merger? Does it become WWE's its own entity at the end of this? How does this? That's going to be a really messy thing too. I don't think anything's going to change. I think they're just going to stick with it as it is, but that's just me. They could easily argue that, WWE was worth more than what Endeavor gave it, or that there were other companies who would have paid more but were never given the chance. That's the crux of the argument. Were there other suitors who were going to come and offer more for WWE, with Vince McMahon being ousted as part of the deal, versus what ended up happening with Endeavor getting WWE, keeping Vince for as long as they did, and then ousting him because he rightfully was sued by Janelle Grant, and that's another ongoing lawsuit that's happening. But Teneriza asking, so would this split UFC and WWE if the shareholders want? It wouldn't be up to the shareholders. It would be up to the courts at that point to split it up, and TKO would basically be dissolved, as is my understanding, and WWE would go back to being its own entity. Whether they stay public or go back private, that's another conversation to be had. If, again, the verdict is that we dissolve this merger. So I'm curious, but I'm also not, I wouldn't say optimistic. It's more just, I don't know what'll happen.
There's going to be a lot to still play out with all of this. And I mean, the one thing I will continue to go back to, this goes for nearly every court case in existence, is the people with the most money somehow end up on top when it comes to this stuff and how it all ends up playing out. And that's why I'm not thinking that they're going to dissolve the deal. They're going to have to split. I think they will get, I think the shareholders will get a nice payout. I think they will have to admit, like, oh, yeah, we kind of did some wrong things here.
We're sorry.
Yes. But at the end of the day, like, nothing's really going to change. That's how I see it playing out, because I always think that's how these things play out. It's
Yeah,
just,
it'll be here. Here's some more money. Are you
yeah,
going to shut up now, and we can go on with our merry way? And Endeavor could say, like, well, Vince has been out for the last few years, and look at our business now. We're making more money than ever before. Would that really have happened with company XYZ? And people could have been like, oh, that's nice now, but what about 3 years ago?
right. I don't think that has like too much of a bearing on like what happened back then, because the crux of the lawsuit is you guys didn't make the best deal for us at the time. I guess they could argue of like, well, we've proven we are the best deal, but I think they'll continue to throw money at this because that's what happens in these situations, and it'll all just get settled, like settled with money.
Yeah, it'll just be that. And Andrew Zarian will somehow own WWE by the end of it. That's what I'm here for.
That'd be great if Zarian could own it.
I don't know what
Do
this
you think
one
he'd
was.
give us jobs?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
I would
not
be a
much
janitor, but
information.
at least I'd have a job.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's a good role for you.
money's what do you anyway? Money is money. Also, December/January are VKM News Month. The past years, I don't know what this is.
I understand
Can
it. The
you
December
understand
and
it?
January, they've been big Vince McMahon news months the past years, which is factually correct. They, January, I guess it's 2024 now, was
That was
the
the
Janelle
lawsuit.
Grant
Yeah.
lawsuit. Yeah. What was, and December 2025 is now this Vince news. So I get what you're saying, Tenry.
Wait, what? Well, it was January 24th, so that was December 23 over 24. So what happened over 24/25 last year?
Uh,
I don't think anything. There
I don't think.
was.
Yeah, I don't think much. I think they amended the lawsuit in January. That was the big. That was the big thing.
Mm,
They amended it. And more. I feel like that's when. That's when. Like Brock was like actually named, because wasn't there the rumor that like they wanted to bring him back for Rumble, but then like the amendment came out and like he got actually named, and so they're like, wait till SummerSlam.
that was February 1st. Yeah.
So close. So
Yeah.
close. There you
It's
go.
February. There you go.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that's here. And I'm trying to think that the Hogan death was in
That was
July.
July, yeah.
And that's when he had the traffic accident and that whole thing.
Yeah.
So, either way, Tender's heading in. The hate I have for that company is founded. Hashtag VKMTKO. Well,
fair.
I get
I
it.
mean,
Listen,
look,
how you will.
yeah, like if you don't like the company, you don't have to like the company. I don't like a lot of things the company does, so
Yep.
I completely get it. This is just another mark against them, and there's a lot of marks against them.
Yeah, Tenriza once again chiming in saying, I had Enrique Iglesias, I can be your hero baby in my head when reading the post-wrestling TKO headline. Brandon is the goat out in these streets. Brandon Thurston is fantastic. You will never hear us say a negative thing about Brandon, especially when it comes to his reporting. He's spot on. He does his due diligence. He's very smart in this field. In a place where like not many people will do that work, he is doing that work, and it's very admirable. So you'll always hear us praise him. And John Pollock too, incredibly smart, incredibly up to the game. He's one of a kind. These two, when they work together, it's crazy.
A lot of people. Brandon does amazing work. John Pollock does amazing work. I don't like when people are like, this is what everyone should aspire to be like. Like, do I think we need more people doing this kind of work in this space? Yes, I do. Like, it would be good for this space, but like, not everyone has the time and resources to do things in this manner. I do think more people should try to do these things, but Sean does great work in the space that he does these things. Mike Johnson does great work in the space that he does his reporting.
Yeah,
Not
real great with
everyone.
TNA.
What?
He's really great with the TNA reporting.
Not everyone can be Brandon and John when it comes to this stuff. Like sometimes you got to also just like know what you can. And I think Bix does great work when he wants to put on his investigative journalism hat and do these types of things. But not everybody can be them. I wish more people would try to do that. But I also don't begrudge people who are like, you know what, this is not my forte. I can fully admit court cases, I tried to do that stuff. I worked for my local paper, and I would sit at the courthouse all day and like try to eavesdrop on conversations to try to get a story and check court files and all this. Not for me. Just this is not my forte when it comes, like, I don't have a passion for that kind of stuff. So I at least know my limits of like, yeah, this is just not how I want to spend my time. One, I don't think I'm good at it. Two, because like I think I like miss stuff, and because like if you're not passionate about it, you're not gonna put your all into it, right? Like that's any walk of life. If you just want to do something because it pays, or you think you have to do it or whatever, but you're not really passionate, like chances are you're gonna screw it up. It's like, yeah, this isn't what I really want to do. Like I know what I'm good at. I know what I enjoy doing, and so I stick to doing that kind of stuff. John and Brandon clearly have a passion for doing this kind of work, and so that's why their work stands out in this field. Where if somebody like me tried to do this kind of work, do I think I could do it at a decent level? Sure. Would I have the same passion and care as they do? Probably not. I'd probably get annoyed very quickly of having to do that kind of stuff, and I'd be like, I feel like I just miss things. But that's what makes them so great is they cover those aspects.
Yeah, they do their due diligence and they get it done, but they leave a lot of opportunity for people like you when you're moving the story over, when you're aggregating it, when you're putting it together for Fightful's side. You will ask the questions too, just to understand it better, which again, that goes to someone who's good in the space, someone who actually will try to learn from it. You're not trying to be the reporter, but you're certainly trying to speak to it in a positive way, or not a positive way, but in a smart way, smarter than using Signal.
Right. And I talk to Thurston every now and again, and I ask clarifying questions to him to try to like better educate myself on this stuff. Because again, I'm not educated. I know what they put out, but I don't want to also just blindly aggregate what they do and not have a wherewithal on it of just like, all right, I'm just gonna regurgitate everything they say. So I messaged Brandon, and I messaged him like twofold of like, one, I want to do some clarify questioning for myself, one, but two, for him and the story, because how often do we see people like misrepresent the story because they're reading it one way, or give a headline for a story because they're reading it one way, and like that's not the intention. I try to do that with everybody. That's not just I message Thurston on these things. Like I've told the story. Like I message Cam to clarify things. I've talked to Conrad Thompson, be like, hey, can I clarify this with you? And Conrad has been like, yeah, like this is kind of what he was saying. I'm like, all right, cool. So I message a lot of people to try to clarify things, to make sure their story or their words or the words of their co-host is not taken out of context.
Well, Brandon just posted that Triller received a Triller group. Yeah, they've issued a press release stating that it received a determination letter from the NASDAQ hearing panel on Boxing Day on the 26th, confirming that a suspension of stock trading and the delisting of the company's securities. Triller has been delisted because their parent company had not filed two overdue periodic reports by the December 24th deadline. They think that Triller says they're going to regain compliance within weeks and are, quote, fully committed to exhausting all available appeal avenues. So they still want to trade. I still want to give them $5 a month for AEW programming on my side of things. So please, Triller, please figure your shit out, because I would like to be able to continue working with this company.
I have the Triller TV Plus. I don't feel like I use it that often.
I don't use it. I just use it for AEW. That's it. I don't have Triller TV Plus.
Yeah, you got it for like the international stuff, but
yep.
I mean, I use it for like the GCW shows, and if there is something on, like I'll throw it on, but I don't feel like I'm using it to its full advantage, and that's probably that's on me. But yeah, I never understood how that site made money on wrestling because it was an inexpensive product, but they've also got like 500 different companies, and like I don't know how they pay all of them. And I do know that some of it's paid based on like watches, and so like if your company is not being watched, like you're not getting paid anything, and that's a point of contention with some companies. And like I'm sure GCW does great because everybody watches the GCW shows, but then you got all these other like random indies, and
I think their deal was different too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I just don't know how all that works. And I've talked to promoters who've had deals with Triller, and not all of them have been thrilled with it. We've seen companies like move off of Triller because they haven't been paid, or they weren't paid as much as they thought they should have been, or like it just wasn't financially viable for them. So, and now, like, you know, that used to be like the Jake Paul fights used to be on there, but now they're on Netflix, and I just don't know how much like top tier programming they have on Triller anymore, because it seems like most of the programming is elsewhere, and so now you're just left with kind of mid-tier stuff, which I mean mid-tier is like fine if you can if you have enough service for it. I just don't know how much like service there is for, you know, Ryzen MMA. I'm pretty sure Ryzen is on there, or
you got Cricket, which would do pretty well.
I guess.
Like, I'm being serious. Cricket is very popular.
Okay,
whether or not people are paying for it, I don't know.
Okay, they have Cricket, which yes, I do think is like popular and stuff, but like, is it the only home for Cricket? You know what I mean? Like, because they have AEW pay-per-views, but you can also get AEW pay-per-views like 15 other different ways.
Yeah, so they're making you have to subscribe to Willow, which is you wish. Marquee events like the Ashes, IPL, ICC, yes, South Africa Tour of India, ACC Men's Asia Cup. So basically a whole bunch of sports, and its Willow is $6.99 a month or $56.99 for the year. So it's basically Triller is a conduit through which you can watch these things. Yeah, there is Cricket on Triller. It's not like it's KFC, not that KFC. Oh, it is that KFC. BBL, the Big Bash.
Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Yes. Hold on. Where's the Cricket? Where's the actual Cricket? Cricket. Yeah, Bangladesh Premier League is here. And you can watch it with Willow.
I mean, that'd be cool. I'd watch Cricket with Willow Nightingale. I bet we'd have a blast.
Well, now you know.
All right, but again, my point is like, and I don't know if that actually answered anything because I don't understand how this works, but like, if you're in wherever, like, can you just watch Cricket on ESPN 7 and not have to have a Triller thing? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because that's how it is with, again, AEW is like, yeah, they have AEW pay-per-views, but you can also get it on YouTube. If you want to do that, you can get it on Amazon. You can,
and again, I think the AEW deal, pay-per-view. And again, I think the AEW payout deal is much different than GCW deal, which is different from, you know, random ass company X deal as well.
This has less to do with like AEW and their payout and more to do with like what top tier content do they offer exclusively? Because at least like the wrestling, like GCW is the place to watch Triller, and a lot of these independent promotions, like Triller is the place to watch all of these. And so that's good content to have because it is exclusive content, but I'm also not going to pretend like GCW and all these independent promotions are like top tier programming that everybody is flocking to. You know what I mean? Like AEW is a top promotion where it's like, all right, maybe we'll go, but it's not an exclusive content. Cricket, yeah, people want to watch cricket. Is it exclusive to Triller? Like you can only watch this on Triller. You have no other way. Like I just don't know. And like what else? Again, what else do they have that is like an exclusive to Triller thing to where all right, everybody needs to get Triller because of this.
So again, so Lawrence is pointing out in the chat, cricket was on Disney Plus, and then when they lost it, it hurt Disney Plus. Well, I mean, so did the Jimmy Kimmel stuff. But with cricket, at least it is a very popular sport. You see some people mentioning that they like cricket and that they watch the Australian League and all that stuff. So like there is a reason for it, but again, they haven't had much else bringing in money for them.
Truthfully, the only thing on their friggin' list at this point is cricket.
Yeah, because everyone else is left. And you mentioned it on the wrestling side, all the companies that weren't getting paid or weren't getting paid enough through viewership, whatever it was, through Plus, TV Plus, they went and either went to IWTV or they went and set up their own YouTube channels and monetized those. And that was the best way for them to work. And I think that, again, as wrestling, indie wrestling especially, tries to find out ways to monetize beyond tickets and talent, they work towards these, we're filming it, and how are we going to show it? How are we going to showcase it? And YouTube is a great platform for that. And then you got to put a little bit of marketing into your budget, get good everything that comes with that. But the Triller TV method, it worked, but it just didn't have longevity, and it didn't have enough power behind it. If GCW was your number one company to push it, and GCW was more focused on being GCW than it was being Triller TV Plus's GCW presented by Triller TV Plus, then you weren't going to get much else. Those other companies weren't going to get the rub that they hoped would come from being on the same platform as GCW would be.
Yeah, I mean, GCW is about the only company that's on there now at this point. So yeah, most companies they're still on IWTV. It seems like everybody's pretty happy with the IWTV deal because I think there's an expectation with the IWTV deal of what you were getting, and I think Triller may have overpromised some of these companies and weren't able to quite deliver because like everybody moved to Triller for that time period. That was like the big thing is like, oh, we're off IWTV and we're moving to Triller. And then that lasted about 2-3 years, and now everybody's off of Triller because I don't think it lived up to the expectation that people had of it. Or they're just doing their own thing on YouTube because you can do your own monetization on YouTube. You don't have to worry about going through any type of like third party.
You can have ads every 2 minutes if you want.
Yeah.
It's hell, but you can do it. No one's going to watch, but you can do it. Tenders are chiming in saying Triller International is great. Don't have to sub. And that's the thing for AEW content. Yeah, it is the best. Again, for $5 a month, I can watch the weekly shows. I can watch Collision. I can watch Dynamite. And then if I want, the pay-per-views, I can order them for $20 versus much more on other platforms. So Triller has been good for that. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with them. It certainly doesn't look great, but they seem to think they can right the ship and get back on NASDAQ and keep moving. Well, we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah.
What NXT was last night.
Okay.
Joe Hendry does a concert, and the whole concert is about how he's not sticking around. That's kind of my favorite part. It's like, why are you saying all these nice things about NXT? You used to work for TNA up until recently, and now you're not even staying on NXT. What are we doing here?
Flow Slam. Oh man.
Flow Slam.
There's no W though, Ryan. There's no W.
Is Flow Sports still around? They're still around.
I think so. Yeah. They do a lot of good like amateur wrestling stuff, honestly.
Right. Yeah, they got that American freestyle, do they?
No, they
got real wrestling.
on. Yeah, they
have like Flow grappling is what they call it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
Flow Slam was definitely a thing though that people thought was gonna be a thing,
I
and
mean, it did well for a short period of time.
everything does well for a short period of
Well,
time.
that's it. Yeah, you can get flow hockey, flow cheer. That's a big thing, actually. Flow marching. Don't know about that one. Flow rugby, flow bikes, flow hoops, flow football, flow racing, flow everything. Flow. There is flow wrestling. It's different from flow grappling, but there you go. Flow wrestling still exists as well.
Yeah, isn't Flow Wrestling that's the amateur wrestling stuff though?
Yeah, that is. So
Yeah,
flow grappling then are the mixed
things like
martial arts, the
yeah, it's like jujitsu
jujitsu,
stuff.
and
Yeah,
all that stuff. But
yeah.
hey,
Flow
man, that's
Slam was pro wrestling.
yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Bringing it all back. Luda has a
he
lyric where he
does.
calls it the Aztec.
He does. Luda's so good.
That's good stuff. Okay, so this is one thing I do have to say, because the show wasn't live, the guitar sounded great because the show was completely recorded. They had a good setup and it sounded right, but of course they had all the time in the world to go into post-production and make it sound like a professional setting. And then of course Dark State, because stocks are up, come and beat the shit out of Joe Hendry as they should, and Joe Hendry getting beat up on the way up to SmackDown.
Better ways to go, worse ways to go, I guess.
There are worse ways to go. You could get beaten the final match of your NXT career and never win the NXT title.
Javon Evans got Superstar of the Year for being a giant loser.
Isn't it great? NXT rules. Was it a fan vote?
I think so. Yeah, it was a fan
That
vote.
makes it even worse. You people are idiots. Wrestling fans suck.
Like, we love this loser, Javon Evans.
They remind us of us.
I just thought that was funny that he got Superstar of the Year, and I was like, he hasn't done anything. Like, he's had great matches, but hey, look, Javon's been fantastic. He's been very consistent, and he's put on great performances, and he's really elevated this year. He also just lost every big match he's in. But I don't know who else. I mean, it probably should have been Ethan Page, if we're being honest. But he's a heel, so they're not going to vote for him. Because, like, Oba took some time off. Trick was kind of on and off, but mainly like doing stuff with TNA. Ricky didn't really get hot until the end of the year. So, like, I understand the argument for Javon, even though he didn't actually win anything. Yeah, it probably should have been Ethan Page. He was most consistent and in a kayfabe and a non-kayfabe sense since the start of the year.
What's most frustrating is, so Ethan Page has the match with Moose, and like I don't know why they didn't just present him the award before the match or something. Like give him the award, give it to him before the match, and like make it a thing. But they had to do everything backstage, so it's just so stupid. It's very, very silly. Ethan Page should be the Superstar of the Year for NXT.
I would have been fine. I would have been fine with Oba because like he was champion most of the year. Yeah, he lost it. Took a couple months or so off. Yeah. And then came back. But then came back and won it again. Like Oba would have been a fine call. I would have been mad at that. I still think Ethan Page has a strong argument. And Javon, you're basically looking at it like you don't care about wins and losses, which fine. You know?
It's not fine.
This company doesn't care about wins and losses. Why should the fans?
That's true. Remember Carmella when she said that on an episode of Talking Smack? That's my favorite.
That's fine.
It's fine. Ricky Saints kicks Javon Evans in the dick, so he wins the night.
Your favorite finish.
It is my favorite finish. You kick someone in the dick and you win. That's how it goes in wrestling, and that's what happened last night. So it's perfect. This is my favorite. So Jordan Grace talking to Thea Hale in the back, and Thea's like, "You've been so great to me. You're turning over a new leaf. I want you to be in my corner next week." And I'm like, "Oh, Jordan Grace gonna fuck this girl out of this title so fast."
Yeah, I'm scared of that one.
I think it's gonna be. I think Thea Hale should win, and then Jordan Grace should do. She should turn on Thea Hale there. Oh, okay. Thea Hale should win so that she could take out the easily picked offable Jordan Grace.
All right.
That's what I would do. And then afterwards, she should beat Thea Hale, win the not the US title, the North American title, and then gift her an Aura frame. Because if there's one thing you can do at the end of the year, you just want to show your haters that you are on top, you get them an Aura frame. You go over to auraframes.com and use the promo code FIGHTFUL. Get $35 off. This is the last day, baby. This is the last time you're going to hear me talk about Aura frames. For now, we're going to talk about them again. I promise you we will. But right now, this is your last chance to get it. You can just stunt on all your haters, as the kids say. You go ahead and you get that North American Women's title. You take pictures with it. You show yourself in the gym enjoying the time with it. You go to a boxing match and you're just like, I'm the champion, taking photos and videos. You can even, the time you won that title, you just get that video, upload it with the Aura app. Shoom, shoom, shoom. Just send it up to their Aura frame and be like, hi, nice to know you. I beat you, but I gave you this wonderful Aura frame. And now you're going to enjoy the fruits of my labor with the fruits of your own Aura frame. And you'll enjoy it. And use promo code FIGHTFUL. Get the $35 off. Get the carver mat. Yeah, number one from Wireframe. You want that? Wirecutter, I should say. Wirecutter loved it. We love it too. Don't let my words fool you. It's late in the day. But regardless, you're stunting on those haters, as the kids say, and you got them with the Aura frame. So go ahead now. Use the promo code FIGHTFUL. Get $35 off. Get a nice little note written on that thing too. To just be like, haha, you lost. You suck. Signed, I love you, Aura frame. Don't even tell them who it's from. They open it up, they see the pictures and the videos, and they're like, we did it, pal. We did it, fam. We got you an Aura frame. We saved $35 of Fightful. AURAframes.com. Now's your chance. Your last chance. Get it now. Get it while it's hot. Get it while it's full of it. Get it. AURAframes.com. Fightful. Right now. Right now. Do it. Stunting on your
You're staring into their soul, like trying to like.
Well, I'm hoping that they'll get like, yeah, they'll get scared and put the fear of God into them, and then they're gonna buy it. That's how it works.
Okay.
You ever worked in sales? You did. Hot tubs?
I did. Yeah, I didn't like it though. You know what I mean?
Just because you weren't staring into their souls, being like, buy it. You need this hot tub.
Yeah,
You need this Aura frame. You need it.
Mm.
Need, capital N, need it. Just like I needed this. So I got this.
What?
The Switch N64 controller.
Oh, okay.
Now I can finally play N64 games on my Switch without hating the stupid Switch Pro controller that doesn't have the same setup. So I got this one. I'm gonna use it, and it's gonna be the best way to play the games.
Oh, I'm glad you're using it. If you don't use it, you lose it. So I've heard.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Oh, so all right. Well, use the Aura frame. Use the promo code FIGHTFUL. Get $35 off. Stunt on those hoes, right?
Why are we stunting on hoes out here?
Because it's the last day of the year, baby. We flex.
Oh, okay.
That's what we're doing. Now I'm just going to use all the terms that the kids use.
I don't know if the kids use any of these terms, but I'll take your word for it.
Good. Probably a good idea. What new sponsorships? Guys, we need someone to do our sponsors. We need someone to get our sponsors for us. That's what we need. We need a sponsorship guru to work with us. I think that's what we'll do next. We do so much on the show. We need a team. All the best YouTubers have a team, Jeremy. We need a team.
Well, I apologize that I did not do a banner today, or that I did not do a poll question today. Very lazy, very not myself today. I'm sorry, everybody.
It's okay. Tenruz is excited for Andrade's New Japan week. Although if you ask New Japan, he's AEW's Andrade.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you saw that.
No.
In one of the videos that they put up, they had AEW's Andrade. It was very fun.
Okay. All right.
That should be a fun time for Andrade. He's gonna get to work again. He's gonna get to work with the Don Callis family. He's gonna join them and take over New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's gonna be Andrade and Evil working together. Come on. Come on.
We'll see.
That's what I want.
Okay.
AW Dynamite is tonight. We won't keep you for too long. How about that? Should we give him the rundown for tonight's New Year's Smash?
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right, that's perfect. We'll get it out. We'll get it in and get it out. Where is it? There you go. MJF is going to appear, even though he's contractually obligated, and for some reason at the end of World's End, they said that Tony Khan has exercised his contract option. I don't know what that meant, but he just kind of threw it out there. What was the option on his contract? Was it a financial thing? Are we going to talk about it again? Is this going to be a talking point on the show?
Watch the show. Tune in to find out.
We will. The national championship, I should say, is on the line. We're going to be jacking off again, baby. Ricochet takes on Jack Perry after Jack Perry pinned Ricochet in the 0 hour.
Can you hear the bed squeaking?
I really can. It's very unsettling. It's worse than you doing it is me hearing it. This is why people don't like hotels.
Ricochet probably wins. It
Or
should
does.
be Jack Perry, but Ricochet
We should be
wins.
jacking off again.
Eh.
Anyway, the Continental Championship Eliminator match, Jon Moxley versus Josh Alexander. Now, if Josh Alexander, if he wins or goes to a time limit draw, because again, 20-minute time limits in Continental Championship matches, then he still gets a title shot. So basically, all Josh has to do is survive for 20 minutes. But what's really like, no, he doesn't need to do that. What's really unsettling about all this is that we are now opening the gates to a potential Death Riders versus Don Callis family feud.
Yeah. We kind of figured that was coming, honestly.
That's true. I'm fine with it. It should happen right now.
Yeah.
And finally, for the TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné puts it all on the line. All of it being the TBS title, because the other titles are the ones she'll lose along the way. She takes on Willow Nightingale, the woman who's pinned her twice now in AEW. Well, just in wrestling. She pinned her in New Japan and then she pinned her in AEW. But either way, Willow, Mercedes, TBS title. Is the crash continuing? Is Mercedes about to have a not so happy new year? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I think Willow wins.
My God. Willow Nightingale, winner of the TBS and inaugural women's tag team titles. Because you know what?
The only way you can watch cricket.
It's amazing to me if this is what happens, that like the bit I wanted to do with you on Monday, had you been here, was after every match, what does this mean for, Moxley wins the Continental Championship. So everyone would be like, oh, what happens next for Moxley? No, for me, it's what happens next to AEW national champion and international champion Okada. And then, Mercedes loses the tag match. What does this mean for ROH women's world champion Athena? Or what's next for Samosa Joe, who's the trios champion? Basically, it's another double champion we're potentially dealing with.
Yeah, they love that shit. They love
that shit. They love it.
Yeah. I think that Willow wins the title.
We'll find out tonight. You may very well be onto something. I got a couple of super chats, and then we're going to get on out of here and enjoy the rest of our last 2025 day. Live Class saying, when I think down with the hip lingo, I think of Joel Pearl, as you should. I'm hip. I'm with it.
Sounds terrible.
That's an Austin Powers reference. 1997. That's recent. And Unk Donk saying, Mac, McJesus, Celebrini on Team Canada, top 3 NHL point leaders. Baby, we're getting closer to it.
It's supposed to be announced in like 2 minutes.
Yep. So how about we go and do that? We'll watch the Team Canada announcement as a family, but not on stream together, because it's time to take a break. Jeremy, anything left to plug?
I will read Pussy Control lyrics tomorrow.
All right.
When I have more time. Assuming I'm doing this show tomorrow.
Yes, let us know.
Yeah, we shall see.
We shall see indeed. Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. Please stay safe. Do not drink and drive. Do get a ride home from someone who is also sober. And if you enjoy yourself, wonderful. If you're in need of a pick-me-up around this time of year, we got your backs. We appreciate you. We really do. This year has been a lot, but it's also been a lot of fun. And we appreciate everyone who's come along for the ride. We're not done yet. We're back in 2026. We're still doing it. We appreciate you. We love you all. For Jeremy Lambert.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, yeah, we got to do this thing?
Yeah, I'll try to make one short today. What did we accomplish today, Joel?
Old dudes don't know how to use messaging apps, especially in the face of lawsuits. So if you think you shouldn't be talking about it in a text message, just tell them to use Signal and don't try to make it cute.
I think the biggest thing we accomplished today is that we all survived 2025. And I hope everyone has a wonderful 2026.
And so let it be written, so let it be done. Jeremy, Happy New Year. I appreciate you, pal. I really do. SP3, I know you're not listening, but when you do, Happy New Year to you. Love you. even though sometimes we don't see eye to eye.
The
I still
sentiment
got you.
does not go both ways.
Well, it sounds like a him problem then. Anyway.
Oh, I meant with me.
Oh,
You.
fuck you. I don't care. Everybody leave a thumbs up on the way out. Tell your friends about it. And of course, Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss gamer rules.
If you're going to have your gimmick, at least stick to it. Oh, we'll be back soon. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.